Good morning, students. Today I am going to start the new chapter, that is heredity and evolution. In the previous chapter, I explained you about the sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, both parents are involved. Male gamete and female gamete fuse together and form the zygote. In asexual reproduction, only single parent is involved. And in the previous chapters, I also explained you about the variation. Variation occurs more in sexual reproduction as compared as to asexual reproduction. Variation means error in the copying of DNA. As you all know, the segment of DNA that is only responsible for the characters in, or you can say the traits that we all look similar to that of our parents. We are not identical to our parents. We are similar to our parents. This all occurs with the help of this DNA segments, because DNA pass on from one generation to another generation. And we all know the DNA comprises of the functional unit. So the functional unit of DNA is called as genes. So because of these genes, we are having the similar traits or characteristics that of our parents. Today we will study about the heredity and evolution. All these are interrelated. What do you mean by heredity? First, all of you go through this definition of heredity. Heredity or inheritance is the traits or the transmission of characteristics from one generation to another generation. The passing of variation from one generation to another generation. Definitely, variation will occur when sexual reproduction takes place. Variation or small differences occur from one generation to another generation. That's why we are similar, not identical. So, this passing of variation from one generation to another generation is called as heredity. So, next term is evolution. First, all of you see the term evolution. Long-term accumulation of variation leads to evolution. If the long-term accumulation will remain in this variation, then it leads to the evolution. And after so many years, this evolution occurs. Okay. So now, next topic we will see in this is accumulation of variation during reproduction. As we know, the inheritance from previous generation, inheritance means this only. Inheritance means the heredity only. The passage of transmission from of characters from parents to offspring. That is only the inheritance. Okay, all of you just be hard with this. Learn all these terms. What is heredity? What is evolution? What is inheritance? So inheritance is the same. Inheritance means the passing of the characteristics from one generation to another generation or from the parents to offspring. So next, what I explained you, the inheritance from previous generation provides both the common body design and subtly changes in it. Obviously, we are having the common body design as of our parents, but having the minor differences with the parents. Definitely, that's why we are similar, no, not identical. So for the next generation, now when the new generation reproduces, the second generation will have variation. No, definitely from if one generation produce, there will be few variation or minor variation in the next generation. And after that next generation, again the generation reproduces, there also the variation will be there. So that they inherit from the first generation as well as the newly created differences. That is called as inheritance. Just I am explaining you with an example of an bacterium. If one bacterium, see, suppose this is one bacterium, it divides, one bacterium divides and give rise to two new individuals. Okay. And now each of them will divide again. Each of them will divide again and give rise to other two individuals. Okay. So, these four individuals individual bacteria generated would be very similar to the minor differences that occur due to the small inaccuracies in copying of DNA. However, in sexual reproduction, even with a greater diversity will get generated. Depending upon the nature of the variations, different individuals would have different advantages. Like I explained you in the last chapter also, that bacteria can withstand heat and survive better as compared as to other bacteria. Okay, so the variation enables, you can say the variation enables the organism to survive in prevailing environmental condition. This example also, the bacteria, this variation in bacteria, I explain you, this example I explained you in the previous chapter also. Like suppose the group of bacteria living in a population, in an aquatic area. If suppose due to the global heat, the water of this the water of that pond or lake get heated up, so all the bacteria will die, but few variants, if the variant bacteria will only survive. No, just I explain you with an example. Suppose this is a group of bacteria living in a pond, or a group of bacteria living in a pond. Okay, due to this global warming, water get heated up. Only few variants of bacteria are there which are having few variation in these. So now the water get heats up, and if the water get heats up, all the population of the bacteria are not susceptible to that warm climate, but the variants can survive over there. So all of these bacteria will die, only the variants get survive in that extreme climate. That's why I am saying that variation enables organism to survive in the prevailing environmental condition, so that these bacteria can withstand in heat and they survive better than that of the rest bacteria. So from this example, I just want to explain you that variation created a minor differences, and the variation occurs from one generation to another generation. Okay, so obviously in first generation you can see minor differences, in next generation you can see more variation over there, but the minor differences can be seen in this. Inheritance from the previous generation provide both the common body design and substantially changes in it. The body design will be similar, but somehow some variations are there. For the next generation, new generation reproduce, the second generation will have the variations that they inherit from the first generation. Definitely these generation are having the differences which these generation is having. As well, they are having the new created differences. So variation will takes place in subsequent generation, but the minor differences will be there, and if the accumulation of variation is there, then it leads to the evolution. Next, we will study about the inheritance of traits. So next is inheritance of traits. Traits are characteristics which are passed from parents to their offspring, generation to generation, are controlled by genes. So the traits or characteristics which will pass on from parents to offspring, for one generation to another generation, will definitely controlled by the genes. Genes are the functional segment of DNA. As I explained you, the DNA get transfers from parents to offspring. So functional segment of DNA is called as genes. Okay, so these genes are responsible for the differences in the genetic makeup, like the variation and expression of various traits like height, skin colors. These are differences, no? So we all are having the differences in height, having differences in the skin color, eye color, blood groups. This is due to the variation, or you can say due to the differences in genetic makeup. That is controlled by the genes, and genes are the functional segment of DNA. So next, I just want to explain you about the inherited traits and acquired traits. What is inherited traits? Inherited traits means which pass on from one generation to another generation, which inherits from the parents. Inherited, the words itself means which a person or an individual inherit from their parents. That is called as inherited traits. Okay, so if you you can write the inherited traits. Inherited traits from the person since the time of his birth. Person since the time of his birth and are passed from one generation to another generation. Next, what is acquired traits? Okay, so acquired traits, this I got to explain you first. Acquired traits means the traits which an individual acquires during its lifetime or achieves during its lifetime. That is not coming it from birth. Like if you are a very good swimmer, if you are a very good athlete, that you get acquired or achieve through your lifetime. It's not from it's not the genes which are coming from the birth. It's not your eye color, not your hair color. That's you are getting it from since birth. No. It's not transferred from one generation to another generation, because if your father and mothers are athlete, it's not compulsory then you will be also an athlete, no. And so these are the acquired characters which an individual or person get achieved during their lifetime. So you can write the definition is one that a person develops during acquired trait is that the person achieve during its lifetime. It not passed from one generation to another generation. It will not pass from one generation to another generation. So this is all about the inherited traits and acquired trait. Inherited, which get inherit, or which you are getting it from your parents, which will pass on from one generation to another generation, whereas acquired means a person is achieving during their lifetime. So this is all about the inheritance of traits. Next topic we will see that Mendel's contribution towards inheritance of traits. About this topic I will explain you in the next class in detail. Now I am just giving you that idea. So Mendel's put on theory in this inheritance of traits. Okay, so the Sir Gregor John Mendel or Gregor Mendel, he was an Austrian geneticist. Due to his knowledge of mathematics, he first keep count of individual exhibiting a particular trait in each generation to study inheritance patterns in pea plant. He is also called as the father of genetics. So Sir Mendel give study. Pea is also called as Pisum sativum. So in the pea plant, he conducted his experiments, and in the pea plant he conduct his experiment, and he contributed a lot, and that's why it's called as Mendel's contribution towards the inheritance of traits. So the point comes that why the Mendel selected the pea plant. Okay, so the Mendel's experiment, he chose pea plant. That scientific name is Pisum sativum. Why he chose this pea plant? Because it occupies small space. Second point, it has short lifespan and annual nature. Presence of easily detectable contrasting traits. Contrasting traits means the different the flower structure, the height, seed shape, seed color. the contrast about the contrasting trait and the detail of this Mendel experiments I will give you in the next class. Now you just see why Mendel chose this pea plant. So it has the presence of easily detectable contrasting characters. They are having the detectable contrasting characters, formation of large number of seeds. It has flower structure that enables cross pollination but is normally self pollinated. The plants require little care after. These are the points that, for that the Mendel chose this pea plant. So today students, we all read about the heredity. We all had read about the evolution. Heredity means the transfer of, just I am giving you the quick recap. Heredity means the transmission of characters from one generation to another generation, that is called as heredity. And evolution, the continuous accumulation of these variation cause or leads to the evolution. After that we discussed about the accumulation of variation during reproduction. As I told you, the variation also occurs from one generation to another generation. So the little error or little differences you can see in the in one or more generations. And after that we discussed about inheritance of traits. Inheritance of traits means the characteristics or traits which will pass on from one generation to another generation, from parents to offspring. After that I explained you about inherited traits and acquired traits. Inherited traits, again, that you achieve from your parents, that will be transferred from one generation to another generation. That's the eye color, hair color. Yeah, one more example I just want to give you in inherited traits, that the attached earlobe and free earlobe. Earlobes means this, the end of the ear is called as earlobe. No, few peoples are having the attached earlobe, that is attached with the skin, or few of you are having the free earlobe, that's I am having the free earlobe. So this is also the inherited characters which is coming out from parents. And acquired characters which an individual get acquired during its lifetime, they achieve during its lifetime, like an athlete, like a good swimmer. That's not important that your parents should be also a good swimmer if you swims well then. So because this is an acquired trait, not inherited trait. Okay students, thank you for today's class. In the next class I will explain detail about this Mendel's experimental materials, or about the Mendel's experiment.